This is Coogan Cassius for IFL TV.
You had to come, didn't you?
Yeah, well, look, there's not many.
You had to come for the exclusive. You know what I thought? I thought, do I do this on Matchroom social and get massive numbers, or do I do it with you? And I just felt like if I do it with Matchroom, it's just not those three famous letters, is it? Raw. It's just a little bit too corporate. So, you know, I'll give it to you. I've had Parsons on, I've had every national media outlet on, and I give it to you. I should be on a cut of this.
This is one of these things where I do appreciate actually our relationship. I really do. There's not many moments in boxing where I'm stunned. I'm kind of used to just expect the unexpected, but tonight has blown my mind. It has. So yeah, this is for people that don't know what's happened. A post went out a couple of hours ago where Conor Benn, who you've had from day dot, has signed a promotional deal with Zuffa Boxing. So, I mean, I'll give you the floor to kind of give us a bit of context around this because, yeah, this is insane.
Yeah, no, look, I've known about this for a few days now, what was unfolding. I actually received an email from Conor Benn's lawyer to make me aware of it. That I'm not going to sit here and hang Conor Benn out to dry. But I've got to be honest with you, me personally, pretty devastated. Like, I've had a few days to digest what might happen, so maybe this interview's different to what it would have been a couple of days ago. And like you know, it's not often you get shocked. And I blame myself. I blame myself because I forgot it was boxing, you know? And I was like, I just felt that the loyalty that we've shown would never ever put us in this position. And I just felt that I never really needed to push Conor Benn to sign a new contract previously. And I probably could have got him to sign a new contract previously. But like I said, I blame myself. I made a mistake because I misjudged the character. And again, I'm not going to hang him out to dry. And he will say, well, it was a big offer. But, you know, when I received the email from his lawyer, I texted him and said, I think we should have a call. I think for everything I've done for you, I think I deserve a call. And he said no. And I was like, man, fuck. I can't believe it. And, you know, I don't know what to say other than I just, you know, felt that everything that we gave him, the loyalty that we gave him, the support we gave him, would be enough to talk it through or just, you know, get close to a number but it wasn't really the interest. So very, very surprising, very, very painful. But just another moment in life that you live and learn from. I don't really know what to say, really.
Just for complete transparency, obviously, I was in text conversation with Conor Benn shortly, a little while ago, and he did say one thing, which I say to you, that he wanted you still to be involved in his career. So could you make comment on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I think it's look, time is a healer, isn't it? I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to sit here. I've read all the comments, you know. I think I've never been so popular for a few hours. But it's not, you know, ultimately, everyone's different. And everyone, you know, I've had a couple of texts, because he texted me just after the announcement. And I replied. And, you know, we had a few back and forths. But, you know, you either feel like you've done nothing wrong or like I say, everyone's different, you know. I mean, I've had dozens of messages from people in boxing, just like, are you having a laugh? Like, but, you know, like I said, everyone's different, and I'm not even going to go like too deep on it because I could do, but yeah, it's I don't know. Feels a little bit of a wasted few years because I gave a lot. You know how hard I fought. You know, when no one believed him, no one backed him. I did. I believed him and I backed him, and I never gave in. When he was done, out, loaned him hundreds of thousands of pounds. But yeah, on we go.
Can you still work with him?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I think who knows what the agreement is. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, I had some very choice words with his manager, Keith Connolly. You know, the old Keithy baby does it again. And Connor's, I don't know. Sometimes you live in that world and you just lose your head a little bit. You know, you just kind of lose an understanding of reality and what's right and wrong. And I just feel that the way that it was done was very, very wrong. But that's just my opinion. And he might say, yeah, but it was a lot of money. It was, you know, but like I said, everyone's different, aren't they? Some people, loyalty really matters. Other people, maybe not so.
So your understanding of what that financial deal was for Conor, I'm sure you have a rough figure of what it was. Is there any way that you could have countered it or kind of got close to where that was?
I mean, we replied. We actually, part of the deal, I think we would have got quite close to it. But I think by then it was just the way that it played out, you know. It was like to receive an email from the lawyer and then to ask for a call and not get, you know, the willingness to have a call. I think by then it was just like, you kind of lose a little bit of your soul to it. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, wow, I really lost a lot of my soul during that 2-year period. Do you know what I mean? It was pretty brutal. And I'm like, so at the moment it's just digesting it, you know? It's like, yeah, it's a little bit numb. But right now, there's a lot I could say. But we'll keep it classy.
All right, well, look, we're not going to take too much of your time, but a cynic would say that the timing of your back and forth with Dana White in the last few days...
Yeah, no, it was kind of... This was kind of before that, if I'm honest. But definitely a part of the reason. I mean, Conor's been used as a pawn in that respect, and that's just the business. And he will say, yeah, I mean, like, you know, I'd see from his response, I don't think he feels like he's done anything wrong, really. So that's him as a person, like, and I don't, like I say, each to their own. It's a bit of a different situation, what we've done, if I'm honest. But, yeah, like, I don't think this has got nothing to do with my comments yesterday, because this was days before that. But it's all part of the game, you know, and obviously Turkey, Dana, you know, all that kind of stuff. But like I said to you, you know, this is going to be a long war. But there's certain, like I said, I blame myself. I got the character wrong. I took the loyalty for granted because of what I did. And I shouldn't have done that. And I've made that mistake before in boxing, but I just didn't expect it from Conor Benn. So, you know, yeah, like I said, maybe he's not quite the person I thought he was. I don't know. Look, maybe we'll talk in the future, but what can I say?
I don't know if this is a fair comment to make or not, but after Joshua, would you say that within the Matchroom stable that Conor Benn was your kind of second most valuable asset to Matchroom?
Yeah, I mean, I think as in the noise that he creates, you know, he's a good fighter. Of course he is. You know, obviously we've got a number of fighters that are world champions and unified champions, but you know, Joshua, you can't mention those two in the same name for many, many reasons. But Joshua's a different breed of class and loyalty. And, you know, yeah, Joshua's one of a kind. Joshua is someone that even if I made the mistake of trusting that loyalty, it would never be a mistake with him because he's cut from a different cloth. But there we go. That's life.
Okay. Well, listen, knowing you, tomorrow's fight day, Wood Warrington, you pick yourself up and get on with your life.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah?
I mean, listen, like I said, I've never had so many nice comments. My sister just messaged me, actually. Look, read that. No, don't read it out.
No, I'm not going to read it
No,
out.
no.
I'm not going to read it out.
And that's synonymous with
So
all the
what?
other messages I've been getting.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It is what it is, mate. I think anyone who... yeah, listen, sometimes you can get poisoned, you know? So, look, it's very raw at the moment, so we'll let it all play out.
You know, you're going to get... I know you've done us tonight first. Time check, nearly midnight, but tomorrow you're going to get the media on you tomorrow.
But you know what I do?
Yeah.
I answer the questions. Bit like when Conor was going for his stuff, what did I do? I did every interview for 2 years. So this is just an extension of that, isn't it? And on we go for a sold out show in Nottingham tomorrow, sold out next week with Nunes Navarrete. And, you know, all this does is just put a little bit more of a fucking rocket up my arse to say, okay, we'll see.
Is it really inappropriate to tell the viewers why they should tune in on the Zone tomorrow to Wood Warrington?
Yeah.
Not in your normal, weird way, but...
Okay. From the realest, most loyal promoter you could ever fucking find. Tune in tomorrow night, live on the Zone for a sold-out show, Wood Warrington rematch. The reason we love boxing, and I love you, and I know you got my back. Catch you soon.
Eddie Hearn, much appreciate your time. We'll see you tomorrow.